I didn't support it at all.
Okay.
I thought it was divisive. I thought it was very Eurocentric in his approach to criticism. I think his expectations for women were very superficial in terms of what was important. There was a heavy focus on how much you make and how good you look. No woman is going to look good forever.
No.
They're going to get pregnant. They're going to get older. To me, telling women that you are too fat or too small or too broke, and that's the reason why you don't have a man, that is psychopathological and it is destructive to our community.
2 seconds later.
And now you see your biological clock is ticking and your beauty clock. See, you got a biological clock, how long you can have those babies, and you got a beauty clock, how long you gonna be looking good. A biological clock, how long you gonna have them babies, and a beauty clock, how long you gonna be looking good. And guess what? When you hit those 40s, don't get me wrong, black don't crack, but everybody declines.
All right. So as you guys can see, Dr. Umar Johnson just contradicted himself in regards to Kevin Samuels' message. And first of all, let me just say this. I agree with a lot of points that Dr. Umar Johnson has to say. A lot of his stances I agree with. I actually donated to the school that he's about to put out, the Frederick Douglass School for Black Boys. So there's a lot of things that I agree with on Dr. Umar Johnson's side. And it was just about 3 or 4 months ago where he was on black women's bad side.
And I know I'm going to upset some of my sisters when I say this. Another problem that black women have, and I know I'm going to upset some of my sisters when I say this, but I'm going to keep it real. Stop hoeing around all through your 20s. Stop hoeing around all through your 30s. You give your 20s to the street Negroes. You give your 30s to the pretty boys. They use you up, dog you out. Now you're in your 40s and nobody's jumping to marry your ass. And so now you're saying it ain't no good black men. No, no, no. There's plenty of good black men. The problem is you gave your best years to men who didn't deserve it.
That message sounds familiar, right? It sounds like Kevin Samuels. He did this live stream on Instagram after Kevin Samuels' passing. So for him to come out with this interview saying, he didn't agree with Kevin Samuels' message, it seems like you're taking Kevin Samuels' message and you're running with it. And I don't understand what changed. Well, let me backtrack that. Like I said, he's trying to get the black woman's vote back in his favor.
I did not agree with his approach at all. And the fact that he did have a lot of people who did speaks to how decadent and speaks to how self-hating we can be as a people. And I'll be honest with you, I think a lot of the women who supported Kevin Samuels supported him because they don't like other black women and they enjoyed sitting back on their couch, sipping their tea, and watch this black man tear black women's self-esteems to shreds.
And if you go to that on-site video, go to the Instagram page, nothing but black women saying they agree. Yeah, you were right. I didn't like Kevin Samuels. And basically what these types of things do when black men do this in public, it allows those black women to fit into that category to be stagnant. So they're going to walk around with the self-entitlement thinking that they're doing nothing wrong and they don't have to face accountability. Because if you have somebody like Dr. Umar Johnson and Derek Jackson telling our women that nothing is wrong with you and everything is wrong with black men, it's detrimental to the relationships in our community, because our women are going to continuously look down on black men because they think they're doing better than us in the particular areas that seem to be highlighted all the time, education, income, marriage, things of that nature. So for one of our own, so to speak, a black man to sit there and disparage a dead man, that pissed me off, because there were times where Dr. Umar Johnson could have spoke to Kevin Samuels directly. And now that he's trying to disparage him, even though he stole some of Kevin Samuels' talking points, it's kind of disheartening to me as a black man. So I'm definitely disappointed in Dr. Umar Johnson. Hopefully he can recant his statements in the near future. I doubt that he will. It's just unfortunate. And there's another video on Dr. Umar Johnson, where he was talking about Kevin Samuels and how black women responded. And luckily for you all, I don't forget anything. So we're going to go ahead and listen to that as well.
None of the black women who chose to go on his platform were forced to do so. He didn't beg any of them. He didn't manipulate any black women into coming on his platform. They all did so consciously of their own free decision. They came willingly. His platform was supported by women, and he has just as many female defenders as he has male defenders. And so therefore, to some degree, although I likewise did not agree with his message or his methods, many sisters who are suggesting that Kevin Samuels created this rift between black men and black women, they're being disingenuous. 75% of the vitriol, the hostility, and the vilification that black women are now showing towards Kevin Samuels would be more rightly placed or directed towards the queendom, the sisterhood, not Kevin Samuels. If anything, he exposed it, he exploited it, and he marketed the pre-existing differences between black men and black women, but he did not birth them. And so I'm disappointed in both the way that black men and black women are reacting to Kevin Samuels' death. On the side of the sisterhood, I'm seeing black women say things like, I'm throwing a party to celebrate his death. I've seen a sister say that. I've seen other women say, yes, we should be praising God for this. We should be honoring the ancestors that he is dead.
Wow. I remember those days, when Kevin Samuels passed, and I would go on social media and I see my black women saying that they were glad that he passed, saying that they were going to throw parties. And for Dr. Umar Johnson to speak up for Kevin Samuels in the past and now disparage his name in the future, it kind of makes no sense to me. And I just wanted to let you guys know, don't be upset at what you see Dr. Umar Johnson saying. Because like I said, I'm here for a reason, to add clarity and context to these conversations. I knew that Dr. Umar Johnson was singing a different tune in the past, but for some odd reason, he decided to disparage Kevin Samuels' name in present day. So for Dr. Umar Johnson, I'm not sure where he's going to go with that, but me personally, until he says something to clear that up, I can't support the man. It just makes no sense to see. I don't understand his aim or his goal to, sit there and disparage Kevin Samuels, even though he agreed with him and defended Kevin Samuels in the past. But it is what it is. Everybody has their own, plight. I guess he has a reason for doing that, to get the black, woman's vote again. If that's the case, hey, do whatever you need to do, brother. But I'm going to just go ahead and remove myself from any conversations that have to do with Dr. Umar Johnson. So God bless him. God bless him and his family. And good luck on the school. And we'll end it at that.